I have to jump back and forth. The shame. It begins with the memory of feet and above the swollen ankles of Grandma Elizabeth's leg, cartographic with varicose veins, bulbous and slurring beneath my fingertips as I traced what I thought was the blue of sorrow lacing its way like an endless brook throughout her body, which was a body whose toes I had rubbed one at a time with lotion to the sound of my grandmother chewing on a peppermint or breathing slow and hard as I relieved whatever journey from beneath her feet, sour with duty and the power to walk from room to room, to make that into a meal and game of checkers, where I learned that stacking two soldiers made a king, which would become useful later on in life, as I found myself making lonesome towers with my body and another's, while we cataloged our grievances with the sharing of tongues. And here one desire usurps another, but I'll mend this memory toward honesty, for my grandmother's feet knew speed and precision when necessary, to run across the squeaking floor for a broom, to whack the shit out of me if I frightened her while she exited the bathroom, pausing right as she turned off the bathroom light and let her fingers linger on the knob just a bit, as though anticipating the boy me's hunger, to hear her scream with a round soprano, "Stupid, you trying to kill me?" And here again, the truth stalls, because beneath me on the first floor where her room was kingdom of perfumes and shawls and jewelry, this woman up and died while I laid in bed on the second floor right above her, and I was sure the chill I felt was either her passing through the floor or through me, then through the roof and into the sky where the morning sun was still cool and from which chickadees dropped their small bodies into the grass for seeds to pulverize in trees. Or it was the angel of my thinking, unblanketing from me my own innocence, knowing that my old lady went somewhere and left her body behind to be found by her children, and for a moment I was closest to her, a single story away, meaning the narrative that was the air itself, crawling between my floorboards and her ceiling, was the last thing we shared, and no one else can have that. And here, the dark bathroom and the metal doorknob with her fingers placed on the chilly arc in the darkness is how she slowly unlocked me from myself, like the sun unlocked from my body its own shadow. And I hated myself for being so unwilling to let death do what death does. The final days of her hardly sipping water, her lying in bed alone and endlessly tired, and my selfish teenage self is here now, looking up from the cloud of this memory, shaking her head and swearing under his breath, swearing at me even now, too shy or too absurd with shame to run from that old house and into the distraction of maple tree seeds, whirly-gigging their papery blades into the weeds and the white fluff of dandelions and into the street and scream something